Norman, I know still the deal regarding Hamas and Israel is in the top list of the world breakthrough news, and in second position still US federal government shutdown issues are taking place, and China and USA business tension, trade tension, commercial tension is going on. I want to hear from you, Norman, what you picked for today's discussion and what are the latest updates you have in your desk.
Greetings from Washington. Today, the word tension is the operative word. There's a lot of tension going on. The issues going on with the ceasefire and Israeli breaking the ceasefire, the incidents with the killings of the Palestinians and the restrictions of the food delivery. All of these things are bringing questions to basically this whole process in the future. However, here in the United States, we are dealing with other issues. The biggest issue, actually, one of the issues that came up was about journalism, believe it or not. The Secretary of War has decided to put together a new policy that restricts Pentagon press coverage, meaning they will have to approve everything that comes out of the Pentagon to press. They requested all media services who requested to come into the Pentagon has to sign this agreement. So far, only one or two agencies have signed it, and they're basically challenging the First Amendment rights, and they do not like what's going on. That's
All right.
item one.
All right, Norman, I understand, but I had one question for you which I intentionally designed for you. That is, however, although this is a hopeful sign, key issues remain unresolved. For example, how Gaza will be governed going forward, number one, how disarmament will be enforced, and number three is the aid flow into Gaza. Do you have any clue from Washington, from White House, or from Israeli side? Do you have any clue regarding these three unsolved issues?
As of this morning, the issues are unresolved and actually quite embarrassing. They discussed peace, all of these provisions, and then all of a sudden, now because of the Palestinians' inability to deliver the bodies of the Israelis in a timely fashion, all of a sudden things change. The aid is being cut in half. The access to the people, and everybody knows this is something that you don't play with. People need nutrition, they need food. So they're using this as a leverage thing to entice the Palestinians, particularly Hamas, to release the bodies. But if you look at the situation, Gaza has been decimated. The infrastructure has been destroyed. The buildings, everything destroyed. So the deceased bodies may not be accessible to them, or they may not know. It may have been destroyed. So it's very difficult to basically figure out what's going on. It's very disorganized right now. There's no structure. There's a lot of assumptions, but understand this is a war zone. So the organization, the leadership has been fragmented through this conflict. So it's very difficult to get what they need in a timely fashion. So without a plan, without a structure, people are now reacting, and they are now starting to basically get frustrated.
How will Gaza's reconstruction be managed, and who will lead governance there in the coming months? Norman, do you have any answer on this? Because this question already has been raised by our international affairs commentator Shamsul Alam Pantho as well.
The question is still trying to be, as we say, figured out. They're trying to figure out exactly how this is going to be done. the mediators, the foreign governments, Israel, Europe, Turkey. Everybody's trying to figure out how they're going to manage this. At the same time, are being communicated with, and what action need to be done by the Arab nations. They need to take a leadership role. Currently, the United States is leading from afar, and that is causing a communications problem. And basically, everybody wants to participate, but no one's want to take the lead. That is a real problem as we move forward. Without this plan, we're going to have more incidents like we had yesterday, with people being confused, not knowing what's going on, and nothing is being said about the Palestinian state.
Norman, one more question I want to put along with this, because this is also a big question right this moment should be discussed. What role will external actors, I mean United States, United Nations, Egypt, Turkey, and of course Qatar or Gulf countries play in enforcing or monitoring the deal?
Well, all of the countries you mentioned, Qatar, Qatar, Egypt, Turkey, the United States, are all serving as mediators right now, but they will have to be the main parties that will lead the funding and the reconstruction process. However, the Palestinian uh, contention has to be involved with this. Right now, we have a bunch of Westerners, outsiders, foreign actors want to do something in terms of development. How that works with the Palestinians is still questioned. The issue is Hamas is still hasn't been decided on what is their role going to be. They want to disarm Hamas, but Hamas is want to basically still be involved in the government and the government of the area. That is causing a lot of friction and trust between the outside actors because they feel that with the Hamas still around, they will activate again, and we will be doing the same thing over again several months from now or years from now. So the solution has to be done between Hamas and the Palestinian government, decide how they want to function, and if the Westerners and Israel will agree to that. Without that agreement, we really are not going to make any inroads.
How do the released prisoners reintegration process differ for Palestinians and Israelis? It is a big question right this moment among the Palestinians and Israelis.
Yes, the Palestinians are basically celebrating jubilation. They are processing them out through the Israeli prison back into their environment uh, and home areas. On the other side, the Israelis are bringing their hostages back, and they are taking them to both physical and psychological testing, medical testing, and reintroducing them back to the family. So the Israeli approach is more private, more intimate, back to the family, calm things down, and get you back whole again. And on the other side, with the Palestinians, they are celebratory and they are looking at them as heroes.
Which federal services and agencies are suspended, reduced, or classified as essential during this shutdown? Because we are getting different news from different sources, Norman. We want to hear from you.
In essence, the essential employees, the military, the police, uh, public safety, uh, they are essential. All the other supporting services has been put on furlough. Uh, we are looking at a third week coming up, And the appearance from the Trump administration and the budget is they have been preparing for a long-term situation, meaning that they are now issuing um, layoffs notices, 60-day notices to many of the support services like health and human services. They are laying off people. They are not requesting them to come back to work. The people who are they concerned about the furlough is the president is trying to get funding from the tariffs money to pay the military, the police, and the food and the nutrition service called WIC, which provides for women, infants, and children, low income, to get them funding money until this impasse is taken care of. And the other part is, the more significant part is that during this process, the budget department is prepared to trim down the government. They want to trim down the amount of employees and eliminate functions. So that is a big part. Right now, we have 750 people on furlough. 4 or 5 thousand people just got notices regarding there, and they're looking to trim more. Uh, Vice President Vance has mentioned that he wants to trim the workforce down. So we're looking at a great significant impact on how the United States is ran and the welfare of the people, along with the issues with the healthcare issues. We have healthcare issues now, and we have unemployment. These things are coming up in the next 60 days.
Mr. Norman, I just want to know what is the anticipated duration of this shutdown and what factors will influence its resolution?
The best estimate is a long time. We don't have a date. They mentioned, like I said, the government's prepared for at least 60 days, 60 to 90 days. They're willing to sit this thing out. They're willing to take this time to trim down the government. By trimming down the government, they will be able to access additional funds and money to hopefully offset some of these costs regarding the health care and other programs. So right now, we're looking for a long haul. Uh, the Republicans they are not concerned. However, the Democrats are very concerned about these rising health care costs and now the situation with these people unemployed, no money. So it's a very serious situation here. Some people believe smaller government is better. Other people believe services and taking care of people is necessary. So we have two different types of Americas. One believe we need to take care of people. Other one believe we need to have a smaller and a more fiscally responsible government.
Norman, what specific events or threats prompted US presidents to deploy National Guard in multiple cities in multiple states? This is our last question today.
Yes, the situation, if you follow the situation in the United States, the issue with civil control. The government wants to control the crime in the different states. So they are deploying the National Guard and the military backing to suppress these issues in the democratic cities. That is what we're dealing with right now. The crime issues being addressed by the use of the National Guard in cities like Chicago, Portland, Memphis.